माइक मैंने theoretically इसको पढ़ा था. It is
Mhm.
small services that work together.
Together, right? Small
They
services.
communicate with each other.
Yeah, they communicate with each other. That's right. So first thing, microservices is a special design pattern. Okay. Of SOA. We call it SOA. Do you know the full form of it?
नहीं.
Nahin. Service oriented architecture. Okay. So don't worry about it. It's just term. So we are not going to. So it's just a design pattern. So just for knowledge purpose. Okay, it's a design pattern because SOA is something really big. It's parallel to, you can say, microservice. So we don't need to understand what is SOA. But yeah, once you start working in microservices, you will get to know, okay, that's how SOA works or SOA works. Okay. So that's the first thing here. Now, if we have to move further, like go understand this microservices, we have to understand what was the purpose having microservice before, right? Because there must be some other technologies working together. So why microservices? Why do you need it? Or what was the requirement? What was the challenges? So this was introduced. Was if it was not there, still we have a Spring Boot application. We can easily test everything, right? Nobody can stop us. How it was working there. So of course this session will not take that much time, hardly 4 class, max to max 5 class. Okay, we'll just focus on coding. Okay, and because everything we're going to connect with is Spring, so we are going to use Spring Cloud with this. Spring Cloud is one way of creating microservice. Okay, that's a one way only. That's not only with that. If you know, okay, you are doing with something with Spring Cloud, so that's all we know. We have multiple ways of creating microservices in Java. If you're using this framework, this tool Spring, so yeah, there's one, you can say, module of Spring, that is Spring Cloud, which helps us to create microservices. Okay, now let's talk about before microservices. If or whatever we have done so far in our previous, project as school thing, that was, that project is known as monolithic project. Okay, that's the term we call.
Monolithic.
Yeah, that project we have done earlier, it is monolithic. What happened here? Whatever you can say complexities or requirement is hidden within it. Complexity hidden within it. If I say complexity, that means we are talking about some kind of business logic, business requirement. Everything is in same place, right? Everything is here. If I'm in this place, and if I talk about the configuration, so this is one code. This is one code. This is one code. So we got 3 codes here, and all 3 classes doing certain task.
Yes.
And if I open this class, utils, here we are calling get access token. So when this service or this method gets called, it, like, generates or prepares some request and send that request over this URI locally to those applications. So this is kind of a complex thing which is happening within it. So what monolithic projects do, it, because it's a big module and everything is within it, so we call it like all kind of complex logics, business requirement, we put in a same place on the same site. If you are trying to create microservices, as we know, we are going to create some small modules. These are microservices.
Okay.
So what we are going to do, we will break down that big project into small projects. Microservices, and here we can say that complexity we are talking about is distributed between
ये
is
monolithic पे single point of failure हो सकता है ना?
if it is down, so everything's down.
Yeah.
But in microservices, as there are multiple projects running, so one is down, doesn't matter that all project will be down. It's one service is down.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's connect our project with this model thing. So what we did there, we created login controller, right? And we created teacher controller. Then we created student. Everything was within this monolithic. And they were part of this big project. If I have to break down it into microservices, what I can do, I will create three different, services or three different projects. One will be login controller, one would be teacher controller, next would be student controller. Are you getting what I'm trying to explain here?
अभी हम वापस से login controller, teacher controller और
No, I'm just giving you an example. I'll make it that more simple, because if I put some logic there, so things will get tedious, because right now you have to understand how to make them interact.
okay, and this controller will talk to each other.
Yeah, we will see. For now, just take it. Yeah, controllers talking to each other. Let's give you an example that this, see, if I have to explain my project, so I have to go only on my controller. That's a entry point. These are my controllers. This one is doing what? Taking care of all login related things. This one is taking care of our student. This is for teacher. So we got modules here. One module is about login, one is about teacher, and one is about student. If I stop my server, so all three services, they are kind of providing services, right? They're providing services to me. If I have to perform any operation, that's a teacher controller. If I have to perform any operation on student, so that's a student controller. So these are modules. So what I'm thinking, I can break down these services in three different projects. No, not clear what I'm talking about here.
Three. Just repeat yourself once.
Okay, no issue. We created this module. Somebody asked you that, okay, create this project. So you will think about some basic approach. If I talk about what this project will give you, like services. So one service would be login, would be service about teacher. I'm at the beginning where I don't have any code. We're just discussing how to create this project. Okay, we're discussing. We call it Scrum meeting planning. Okay. Have you ever heard this term before? Scrum meeting planning.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we are at this stage. We are now in that stage that we are discussing about how we should proceed. So okay, we got this project school management, and now we are talking about what kind of services it should give. So service about student. One service would be service about fee structure, right?
Yes.
Just thinking and typing.
Okay.
Service about what else you can think about a school? You tell me.
Curriculum.
Curriculum activity. So you can see we got multiple services. One way is like we did here, this. So for every service, I will create a different controller. We have to try to understand.
Yes.
Or, okay, let me write this same thing here. It's okay. That's why I said, when it comes to theoretical part, maybe we can spend 1 or 2 days on it, because once it goes in coding, we are not going to write that new code except certain configuration. There you might some spend. Okay, so you have to understand how microservice works, how to think about it. Okay, note. So in uh, in monolithic, we have to create controllers for every single service. What do you say?
Every single services. Okay.
This is making sense now? This portion for now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So that's for monolithic. Yeah. In the same way, if I have to create microservice, in microservices, we have to create multiple web apps for every single service. Tell me, making sense now?
Create multiple web apps for every single service. Okay.
So I will create a login module, a login application, teacher application, student, fee structure, and curriculum activity. So we will have 5 services running. So if one is down, that means other services are still working, right? That's one biggest, you can say, advantage having this thing.
Okay.
So you can see, if, once you have these, let's assume we have now all applications or projects are running up and running. Okay. Now
Okay.
think about this teacher can be used even in college project as well,
हाँ use कर सकते हैं.
right? It's not now. This is not depend only school. This teacher can be used anywhere, even
Yes.
tuitions, college, whatever you could think of. Same thing about fee structure. This is not just common for school. We have lots of places where you have to pay fees.
Yes. Yes.
So that's a plus point. So once you have the service ready, that means it's global. You can use it anywhere. It's not like bounded to a one service or layer, right?
Yes.
So that's how this whole thing works.
Okay. This service we can use in our various projects if we
Yeah,
require teacher in that project. And okay. Yeah.
right. Making sense, right? So that's how it
Yes.
works.
Yes.
So okay, let's put this in a center. I got one document. Let me just open that. Microservices. Uh, I'm still going to, official side of Spring Boot. Okay. Microservices architecture are the new normal. Okay. It's now normal. Building small, self-contained, ready-to-run applications can bring great flexibility and added resilience to your code. It's the same thing we're talking about now. Once you have
Yes.
that code up and running, you can use it multiple places.
Yes.
Like these lines, I'll put it. Okay. Spring Boot's many purpose build which makes it easy to build and run your microservices in production at scale. And yeah, of course, they are mentioning Spring Cloud is great place, a good API which helps us to write some good microservices. And see what our microservices, a modern approach to software whereby application code is delivered in small manageable pieces, independent of others, right?
Yes.
Yeah, of course, that's what we saw. I'll take the whole
Mm,
screenshot. Next is what? Why build microservices? Their small scale and relative isolation can lead to many additional benefits such as easier maintenance, improved productivity, greater fault tolerance, better business alignment, and more.
good point.
So these are same points which we already discussed. I'll just give you an idea what their official site says, Spring Boot. You notice most of the time I just pick the official site. So because
Yeah.
they are not tutorials who are like changing it. Go with the official things. They makes easier to like okay that we are going right path. And yeah, I was looking for this image. Spring Cloud. Okay, so it's just giving you an idea how Spring Cloud works. But don't worry if you're not getting that much image. But I'll explain you. I'll try my best to explain what's happening here.
Yes. Yes. Good also.
Here they are just or talking about that. Oh, is that the Spring Cloud feature? What Spring Cloud do when you have multiple structures? Yeah, right. That's the term I want. There are multiple terms they just mentioned in this line because we are going to use them. See the first one, what it says.
Distributed nature of microservice brings challenges.
Challenges.
So the distributed manner brings the challenge. It is good know that we can maintain and productivity increases.
Yeah. So this is what they're talking about. That once you have this thing, microservice, so how you are going to manage them because everything is distributed. So you need something in between who can handle all that thing. So Spring helps you mitigate these challenges with several ready to run cloud patterns. Spring Cloud can help with service discovery. Okay, these are some terms from microservice itself. Okay,
Yes.
load balancing is
Yes.
one term which is not new.
Yes.
Yeah, have to maintain server distributed tracing, monitoring, and it can even act as a API gateway. So you know what? When we create this small application, we will have
It can act as API gateway. It refers microservice only.
yeah, right,
Or
right,
micro.
right. So
Okay.
once we have application like a running application in our session, we will have these things here. Whatever I'm just pointing out right now. You will see there will be a service discovery. And next is API gateway. Okay, so once I complete this my session, you will have these four things in your application. Distributed tracing is okay, it's a big thing. So, and same thing with circuit breaking. These are some advanced concepts. So not required now. If you have understand these things, how you are managing it with your configuration, you will be okay. At least with your experience. But yeah, once you're comfortable, then we can of course discover all these things, whatever just left. But yeah, so with our application, we will do service discovery, load balancing, monitor what kind of services is up, and we will create one more extra project. If you see this application, this thing, so we talked about there will be five services, right? Of course, we're not going to create them,
Yes.
but as per this image, looks like we have to create five services. So these are running, but there will be a kind of a lead if they are like a student. So if we have five students, there will be a teacher as well. So that teacher will be this API gateway or monitor. So 5 plus 1, 6. That 6 will be managing or handling all these two things, monitoring and API gateway. Okay, so we will create 6 API plus 1. Whatever services you have to create, you have to press always plus 1.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
that will handle and manage all these requests. Okay, that will come later. It's okay. Maybe third class, in third session, we will do that. For now, let's just do some theoretical concepts. So we are talking about here Spring Cloud. Where is that image? Spring Cloud. We are talking about Spring Cloud here. Okay, so you can see the very left side, it says IoT mobile browser. There's a medium, right?
Yes.
Netflix, it's IoT right there. Huh? So mobile, any mobile you're using, browser, any browser, Chrome. So what they're doing, they're trying to interact through a,
What IoT refers means IoT is I know, but what does means why it is there?
it's one more, see, if you have to search something, what you will do? You will open browser.
Yes.
If you want to use some social networking, you will use mobile, which
Yes.
comes handy, right?
Yes.
IoT, you want to stream something online. So
Yes.
either way, you are trying to interact with the server.
Yes.
So these
Yes.
are some mediums. They just want to explain that, okay, that these are some mediums through that you're trying to actually connect with servers.
Yes.
That's what they are trying to like show their images through the image.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, these are some mediums: IoT, mobile, and this browser. Just some mediums through that you can request. So you're requesting, and that request goes through a API gateway. Okay, this is actually going to be a plus one thing, that server takes a request. Okay, so that
Okay.
gateway takes, but for now, just take it. Okay, you are requesting something. It goes through a. You have done. Remember? No, you have. I haven't done with you. But in JSP servers, we have a concept of filters or listeners.
Yes.
So what they do, they pre-process your request before your request goes to servlet. Filters
Yes.
do pre-processing over there. Same way, we have API gateway. So before processing your request, this API gateway takes a request, pre-process it, and accordingly, it takes a request and send it to respective Spring Boot. Let's say you are requesting. Now I'm trying to connect my application. Let's say you are using browser and you want to fetch fee structure. So we got one service for fee only. That's a Spring Boot application. So it takes a request to that fee structure. It processes your data. It might need some database, some matrix store, or some message broker which is going somewhere out, and then it sends back the request. If required, it can also use either of these things: service, database, Spring Cloud, Sleuth. I'm just giving example that you are requesting a fee structure. Fee structure goes to API gateway, and this API gateway knows which application provides a fee structure. So it requests that Spring Boot. You can see these are going to our application. Those 5 things goes here. This is that
Yes.
+1.
+1. Okay. Yes.
Okay, and these are some inbuilt features of Spring Cloud. And of course, if you're writing some Spring Boot applications, you might need some database as well. You know, so that's it. So that's what Spring Cloud do. These, if you want, I can write something. This is service request service request generates from here. Then I'll say pre-process here to tell me, is it okay? Whatever I
It
just
is
wrote.
okay. Yes.
Okay, fine. So these are some certain things.
Mm.
That's how Spring Cloud works. Okay, let me see if I went to my internet. Go slow. What's the same page? Okay, so that's fine. And have you installed that mm,
Yes. I IntelliJ.
IntelliJ? Okay,
Yes.
fine, fine. Okay, so let's do what? Let's create a like really what we are going to create. Simple app we are going to create. Not that fancy, but yeah, it's going to be a little bit different. Whatever we know so far. So it will be a fresh thing. Or okay, let's continue with the school thing. Okay, but let's break it out. School management in this way. So we are going to keep certain things. Let's say student fee. For now, let's have just these two services. Okay, Once you understand, I'll add one more service over there. Fine.
Yes.
Will be more than enough, because ultimately we have to make them interact.
Yeah.
maybe
Yes.
that maybe that term is big, but when you implement it, it looks okay. That's quite easy
Yeah.
for now.
That thing is in my mind. How they will interact.
Yeah. So that's, and you have actually already implemented it in Spring Boot app in this application. Yeah, you have actually implemented it.
It is it called inter-process communication? You can say.
Yeah. So okay, we'll see that. But for now, this is our like kind of project, and we are breaking it to in it. We are breaking it into two modules: student and fees. So what I'm going to do in this student class, I'll create one student controller, and in this controller, um, I'll give or create two methods: um, fetch student name. Okay, that's one method,
Mm.
and then mm, fetch student name, check fee is paid, and
Mm.
I'm just thinking how to connect it. Okay, we'll see that. For now, we will create this app, then we will add those features, and here we will have fee controller, and here we will have two methods: check fee and is paid. Okay, once we are comfortable in this module, we will create one more module that is for attendance. That's what I'm thinking, but not now. Okay, later. That will come later once we are able to make them interact. So that will be quick. Yeah, this will be very quick once you are comfortable. So see, so that means we have to create two applications. One would be student service, one would be fee service.
See.
Fine.
Yes.
Okay. So let's start. So you tell me how to create a Spring Boot application.
In IntelliJ.
No, we
तो
never
फिर
created.
हम
हाँ बताओ.
तो स्प्रिंग स्टार्टर डॉट आईओ से इंपोर्ट करते हैं हम.
Right. वहीं से use करेंगे. Right.
Hmm.
So just putting a note. Maybe it will come handy in future. Both services will be created in boot
Spring Boot app.
start.spring.io. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, let's go to that site, start.spring.io, group name, just call it com.school mgmt. Artifact would be, first will be student service, so I'll call it student dash service. Okay, that's the project name, right?
Yes.
Description, project for, I'll just say module student service module for student. Okay. It's not required. I'm just writing it and keeping
Yes.
it till 8. And tell me the library.
Dependency,
Yeah, which library I should pick?
web dependency, Spring Web.
Web. Okay. Because if you want to write API, you need web. Without it, you cannot test your APIs, right? So this is required. So for now, I'm just keeping web only. You can see build web, including RESTful application using Spring MVC. Uses Apache Tomcat as the default embedded container, right? It's there.
Yes.
Fine. So that's it. Generate. We have this project. As we have time, so we can also create one more project. We will write code inside later, maybe. Services, and I'll say fee service
Service.
model for school management. Everything remains same, right? I just changed the artifact name, description I just changed, everything remains same. And generate one more project. So we got two projects, fee service and student service.
Yes.
I just got and in years per session. Okay, I'll create one more workspace here. That's a workspace. I just put there, unzip it. So we got two uh, Spring Boot applications without any code. Let's run this thing. Close. Oh. Close all tabs. I'll import your project. Import. No. Open. Workspace. Session. Data intelligence session. Okay, that's how we import. If you don't not sure, file
Yeah.
and open. Open.
ये
And
VS
just
Code और ये similar है क्या?
no, different. Both are different. And once you import it, you can see it says Maven build found. So you have to import. So import it. It's basically like downloading all the things. So that's our code. It doesn't have anything, just some basic structure, right? Everything is empty. Let's open that project as well. The what I don't like about IntelliJ is it won't allow you open multiple projects same location. You won't. It won't allow you. Okay. So you have
In
to open
Eclipse, yes.
multiple. Yeah, but
Yes.
Eclipse does. So what you have to do, you have to open again one project. Open, then this. Okay. And this time don't say this window. You have to say new window. Okay, so you can see we have two instances, student service and fee service. Fine.
Yes.
So that's how we switch. So student service, main Java, and that's a fee structure. Mm, Oh, have to import it. Forgot. Every time you import, you have to click this button. So your Maven project will be ready. Okay, src main Java, and of course it has its own file, Rust, and then you have to, hold on, it's like downloading something. I should have ignored it, but okay, that's on that. This is application trust project, and you can see it's not understanding these libraries, right? But we do have all that thing in POM file. If you open POM file, there it is, this Spring Boot starter web, but it's not understanding it. So it's trying to download some libraries. So let's hold on for a while. Stuff Postman ready as well. See, for this application, I'm not going to use database for now. Okay, I will use hard-coded values.
Okay.
Okay, because if we use database, so we have to write some more layers over the code. Okay.
Just 1 second, I'll.
Okay.
Back.
Okay. So next you have to see. I'm just telling you how to work with IntelliJ. So you have imported your project, libraries are installed. You can see that red line is gone, right? Everything's fine. How to run this thing? So if I right click and say run this main, okay, it's done. Same way like we always tend to do, it's running fine. Nothing is fancy. Okay, now let's create a controller just to test whether it's running or not properly. So it's com school management student service. That's a package, right? So I'll create one more package for controller, and it goes in root, right? So if you want to stop the server, either you can click on this stop button, or at the top we have this stop button. You can use either one. Just click and it's gone. Okay, clear it out, minimize, and let's create one more package, new Java package controller. Okay, that's my new package, and you can see it's under there, right? It's under this package. And here I'll create new
And
Java
this
class.
main application, where in which package it is?
It's in
Student
root.
service.
You can always check the class first line, package.
No, the structure says
Ah,
thing
yeah,
like that.
yeah, it's different. If you open this structure, so everything looks like, it's more readable, you can say. That's root, and then config, and goes like that.
Yeah.
But here there's some button. So see src main Java. Can you see src main Java?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
right here, src main Java. Then they have
Yes.
demo, sb demo. They have
Yes.
student management, student service. So student service is a root, and this package is inside this service. Let's give one class, maybe it will more gets clear. So I have to create student controller. Okay, so everything goes here. If I have to create one more service file or package, so package, and I'll call it service, right? I'll
Yes.
create one Java class that is student service. I can create one more layer. Let me see what term I've used. Repository. So let's get one more package. See, I'm right clicking over that package only.
Yeah.
New. So it will have as a base.
Repository.
See, we are not going to write database code, but I'm just keeping things there. So everything looks similar. And student. Okay, everything's fine. And one more thing, I want to change its default port. Is so dot port. Okay, that's my default port. I just change it to 7001. Okay, and here we are this. So first of all, we have to mark this class at rest controller, right? That's how we write rest endpoints. Then I'll write some method public void. Let's have string for now. Get student name. Case get mapping value student.
Mm.
Remember, always create a root. So root will be /API/v1 and then your endpoints. Or basically, why I'm saying this, get student. And to work in that, I have to create some DTO. Remember DTO files,
Yes,
layers,
with you. Yes.
right? So we are going to use the same. So Java package, it's going to be DTO, and I'll create student DTO. It's going to be the same REST and application like we did earlier. Nothing is going to be same, different.
Yeah.
So don't think twice if you are writing same code. Okay, so for when you're writing same code, oh yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
So I'm going to do, let's keep some name, age, plus, okay, some basic features. We have it.
Roll number.
Okay, roll number, let's generate. Uh, how to generate certificate is, so right click, generate, and get a setter. Okay,
Yes. Yes. Same.
and I'll call it grade because class is a keyword in Java, right? So name, age will be int. I forgot. It's int type. Grade is
Roll number is also int type.
right. So these will be int type. Let's generate certificate. So right click in empty space, go to generate, get a setter, check all, or you can control and click. Okay, and okay. So you have get a setters. Fine.
Yes.
So we have get a setters in here. I'll change it to student DTO, and because we don't have any repository file, I mean database for now. So what I'm going to do, of course we have to use annotations there as well. So it's repository, and we don't have any even model class. So don't think about model class here. Entity classes, at
Yes.
entity, at table, forget it. Right now I will write everything in hard coded way.
Okay.
I'm just assuming we have a database which is returning everything. So student data, that's my method. And I'll create DTO. Let's assume that we have database. So this is database. I'll say set name. That's going to be then roll number. Let's say 123 and age. Let's say 123. Oh, sorry, not 123. Okay, and address. Let's say India. What else? Great. So it's going to be string. So let's say get executed. Okay, so we got object, and I'll return that object from here. Student D2. So we are assuming this whole data is coming from database itself. Fine. It's in repository class. So I'm going back to service hill. Always start with the repository. So we are done with the repository, as I said earlier. This is going to be service. So service file, and remember auto wiring.
Yeah.
Student repository. We're just faking everything. Nothing is real. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, assuming. Auto wired.
Annotation. Yeah.
Public student DTO return type. Yeah, student. You have noticed I haven't created any interface yet, which we have to create because it's a IML file. And don't rename like this. Always right click on your class, refactor. I hope I'm not going too fast for you. You're getting it.
No. Yes.
Okay, fine. So I just renamed the file and I have to create one more, interface, which will get inject in controller. Student service. Take that name from here, get student, go there, paste it, and done.
But you have created class. It should be interface now.
It's interface. I just change it. And then this is implements student service. And capital I have used small I. Refactor, rename. It's capital I. Refactor. Done. And here I'll just say student repository dot student data, and it returns student data. Institute semicolon. I'll return the same student data from here. Semicolon. Okay, all good.
Yes.
Now I'll inject or auto-wire this class to controller now. Private student service, auto-wired, and from here I'll say student service dot get student. It returns me student DTO. Just return it from here. See, everything is good now. No red line, so all looks good. Let's test it then. So I'm going back to this service sample. Sorry, this my main method. Run it. Okay. Application is up, and you can see the endpoint. It's on 7001, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's test this on Postman. So I'm going to close all tabs. Save changes, save changes, save changes. I've already created one microservices for testing. Okay, so I call it school. Okay, this is created, and now we'll create some endpoints. So it's a get request. So get, then we have to write, that HTTP local this whole thing, that is 7001 slash API slash v1 slash student, right?
Okay.
And we don't need anything as this API is not secure, so you can easily hit it, right? No need of configuration right now. Request sent, and see, everything's coming out.
Okay. Where this data is coming?
Come on, why you're asking me this? Hold on. Okay, let's close it, not required anymore. We switch to IntelliJ. So what we did, we hit this endpoint, right? Tell me the
Yes.
controller first.
Yeah, controller.
We hit this
API.
endpoint, right?
Yes.
And what we did, we auto wire service. So service right here.
Yes.
So it goes to student. Just control and click on this create icon. What you have to do, if you have to see the implementation, control click, it takes you the interface, click on the screen thing, click, and it will take you the implementation of the method. Nothing we are doing here, we're just hitting database again. It's in
Yes.
repository. So get student data, click, and
I think means I have missed it. Means
yeah.
I was not seeing then.
Huh, you were
Okay.
not seeing, where were you when I was writing this code? It's your roll number, remember? In your school?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
One, two,
yeah.
three. Okay, so that's the data. So we just created
Yes.
one endpoint. So far, nothing new, except we
Mhm.
learned how to create a REST application or REST project in IntelliJ.
Yes.
So tomorrow we will add this feature as well. This fee structure, the check fee is paid or not, something we will put some hard-coded values to check our
Mhm.
endpoints.
Mhm.
Once they're done, then we will see how to make them interact. Okay.
Okay. Today we have created only one module.
Yeah,
Tomorrow
just
another module, and we will make them contact.
yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay. So of course, I'm going to share this whole thing. If you have issues yet, you can just simply go over that site, this start.io and create your own.
Yeah. Yes.
Up to you, not issue.
I will create my own.
That will
I
be
will.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. I will take your help, but
Hmm.
I
Sure,
will
sure.
create my own start.
Yeah, that will be great. Okay, then, just see you tomorrow, same time.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah.